Good evening, Greg here, burning both ends. Burning on the back end of Thursday, July 5th, but it is technically July 6th. It's 12:24 a.m. Pacific. We've bled into the next day. So today was a great day. As you can see, I got my burning both ends t-shirt today, so I'm wearing this to the Ends party on July 31st. Psyched for that. At the top of the Venmo headquarters building. That should be an awesome party. Looking forward to that. And then today we had 4 interviews for this iCore program, customer discovery interviews. And just to remind you, iCore is this entrepreneurial training. It's an 8-week training all around tech transfer, and they teach us the lean startup model developed by Steve Blank. So it's all about customer discovery interviews. It's all about the ecosystem, the business model canvas, developing these hypotheses that we either validate or invalidate with the interviews. And we had 4 today. That's a big day. And, the content varies for interview because you have no idea what the person's going to talk about, who their connections are, what they know. But the critical thing is that each person gives up their time, which is so awesome, and it's so generous of them. And I have to say, so I did a tally. We're at 56 interviews right now, and all 56 people, just incredible how helpful they want to be, how, we ask for 15 minutes. We usually get an hour, 45 minutes or so. Some we get more. Like today, one of the interviews that I'll talk about, 90 minutes, and this gentleman just unloaded just unbelievable wisdom. I was the only one there for the interview, and it was just, he talked about how to create a value chain. He talked about how to be an entrepreneur, the difference between, kind of a classic lab person and a real entrepreneur. He talked about funding. He talked about pitch, how to pitch ideas from his experience, what he's seen. It was just a phenomenal. I was, he did most of the talking, and after the interview, I was tired. I was so engaged, and I found myself. I went back to my car because we met at a coffee shop, and I found myself just back at the car, like, wow, And the coolest thing was that I barely took any notes. I just wrote down a few key phrases that he said because I just wanted to listen. Because I find that's challenging with these interviews is taking notes because I want to write down because I want to capture, but at the same time I want to listen. And I find that if I write too much, I'll lose what they're saying because I'm focusing on the last sentence, not the current sentence. And so, but this gentleman was just fantastic. So I ensed about it. So I'm going to actually link an ents down below in the description, and you can hear my immediate reaction to this interview. I tried to post before or to record a video where I was going to play the ents, but it just doesn't really work out. So anyway, link down below. You check it out. And let's see what else we got. The Success Journal is still rocking it. I have to admit, it's really helped me out. It's keeping me on my toes, and I have to admit, I love going through it and writing the word "done" after the little task that I have written there, or even just in process. Just the fact that I started it is great, and so, I'm just loving the Success Journal, and I think that's it for today. Because you know what, I want to go to bed because I am tired. It's been a great day. So tomorrow is another great day. Tomorrow, we're going to have the iCore team's going to get together. We're going to have a little State of the Union. We've learned that we really need to have these about once a week. We need to get together and just kind of poll the team, figure out where we're at, what have we learned, anything new. Of course, there's new stuff. Every day is new stuff. And where are we now? We recently reviewed a bunch of market reports. We had about 8 or 9 interviews this week. We have one more tomorrow. Like I said, we're at 56 interviews total, so there should be no problem getting to 75. And even though, but the way I see it usually is it's not just like a number to hit, like a homework assignment, and that's the danger in them dangling, a number out there, is that, there's a tendency just to hit the number, and it's kind of easy to hit the number if you just want to hit the number. Right, and whereas, what I want to do, I want to make sure that these interviews are quality, that we are seeking out people, that we're building our knowledge, that we're progressing. Now not every interview is going to be a grand slam home run, or even a home run, or even a base hit. Some will be a strikeout, but I think as long as the intention for the interview is solid, right? The intention for the interview is it's a referral from someone else because someone heard the story and said, oh, I think you should talk to so-and-so, right? So there's no way on earth that we're going to turn that down. Or someone mentions, hey, you should look into this because of A, B, and C. And we look into that, we find a contact, and then, that turns out to be a not so great contact. That happens, right? But so the danger in the number is just going after the number, whereas it's really the quality of the interview. And that's one little critique I have of the program. And this is, it's hard to, this program is amazing, I have to admit. So, like I said, with leadership, it's easy to point out what wasn't done. And so, the list of, awesome things is huge for me as far as this program goes. The instructors, the program team, the content, the way that they format things. I've got amazing things to say about this thing entirely. But it is interesting that one of the core things of the program, these interviews, are not scrutinized whatsoever. And so it's all reliant on the team to choose the interviews and to choose the path. And there's not really even any kind of KPI on what counts as an interview. And my own requirement on the interview is I need to either find out something I didn't know about the market, good or bad, and or I get a referral on someone else to speak with based on what we've talked about. So those to me, so if I don't get one of those two things, I would not call it an interview. And I would have to say it's kind of hard not to get one of those two things because we're talking to some pretty high level, high quality people. So chances are very high, almost 100% that we're going to get one of those two things. But anyway, love the program. It's really pushing me, and I'm going to be able to take this knowledge, even though it's really specific to our technology and tech transfer. But like for example, I'm going to be working with this woman on a voice application, a voice project, and everything that we're doing in this iCore program is applicable to what we're going to do with this voice project, right? We're going to essentially, try to move forward with a voice app for a phone, maybe even, an app for like an Alexa, and, where I see us starting is customer discovery. So excited for that. So anyway, I will wrap there. This channel is all about my journey as an aspiring entrepreneur, the things I'm doing, the things I'm getting involved in, the systems I'm putting in place to help me, the successes, the failures, the personal things I'm working on to get myself to that next level. And I have to admit, I'm really enjoying the journey, and I struggle with that. It's not every day that I enjoy the journey. There's definitely a struggle. It's this, am I really doing the right thing? Am I, putting my effort in the right direction? Like tonight, for example, was my night of work. We switched it from Tuesday to tonight. This Tuesday we had some friends over, and so tonight I spent 3.5 hours just doing iCore work, just a whole big block of iCore, because I really want to just crush it. I really want to just go all in on this, because when this thing ends, it's done, and there is no more. Now this project might continue in some form. I don't really know. It's not clear at this point. We did apply for funding, but even if we win it, the funding doesn't come till February, and I'm not technically part of the team that will spend the money, or that will be part of the new project. More on the business entrepreneurial side, whereas this funding was specifically R&D funding. So I'm not sure if there's even a spot for me if this funding shows up. Now it's a good chunk of money. It's like $3+ million. But as far as my role in this project, I have no idea what's going to happen after this. There are some avenues, but they need to be, paid avenues. Unfortunately, I'm not in a spot where I can do this on my own time. I wish I could. I wish that's definitely a goal for me, is to get to a spot where I can have this kind of fun on my own time, where money's not an issue. And that's why I'm really looking for, this nonprofit widget project, this voice project. I'm really looking for something to do something to get me in a financial spot where now I can really choose my work. I'm not quite there yet. So anyway, I will wrap there. Check out the description down below. There are some links to some motivational sites that really inspire me. There's some great music down there. You'll find that ends about this interview today with Jim. Thank you, Jim. You're the man. I really appreciate all the time that you spent with me. And what else is down there? Oh yeah, the beat in the background is an Afro beat inspired by fellow Hoodie. My alter ego is G Money. I write these beats. Check them out on SoundCloud for free. I think they're pretty cool. Well, I guess of course I do, or else I would not write them. So anyway, you'll have a great night. Get some sleep. Wake up tomorrow. Crush it. Crush Friday, right? Extra effort on Friday, right? People are slacking on Friday. People relax on Friday. It's a great day to kind of lean in and just give it a little extra oomph, especially in the afternoon. So yeah, crush it. Inspire folks. Do great things. And I will see you in the morning.